Good morning, children. Today we will start chapter first, Nutrition in Plants of class 7th. Today we will discuss the Ncert questions with explanation. The first question is, why do organisms need to take food? As we know that we do various activities during a day. For example, running, walking, fighting, dancing, singing, sleeping. All these activities need energy, and food provides energy for doing these activities. Second is, food is also needed for replacement and repairing damaged parts of body. जैसे आपने देखा होगा, as you have observed that when you fell sick, then doctors suggest you to take nutritive food. Hence, we can say that it is essential for repairing damaged parts of body. Third is, food gives us resistance to fight against diseases and protects us from infection. The main function of food is to help in growth. As we take nutritive food, then it is very helpful for us to grow. The second question is, distinguish between a parasite and a saprotroph. Parasites are those organisms which feeds on a living organism. For example, lice. Lice live in our hairs and it takes their food from our body. Hence, we can call it parasite. As mosquito, they take blood from our body and they live on our body to take the blood. That's why we can call it parasite. There are two types of parasite, internal parasite and external parasite. Internal, which live inside our body, and external, which live outside our body and take their foods from our body. Saprotrophs are those organisms which feed on dead and decaying organisms. For example, microorganisms, they decompose and they feed the dead and decaying organism, and they also convert the decaying matter into humus. The second point is, for parasite, the organism on which it feeds is called host. For example, mosquito take food from our body, it means we are host for parasite. Saprotrophs, second point, they do not feed on a living organism. Remember, they feed on dead and decaying organisms. Now the third question is, how would you test the presence of starch in leaves? First you take leaves and you remove chlorophyll from leaf by boiling it in alcohol. After boiling it in alcohol, just you put 2 or 3 drops of iodine solution. When you put drops of iodine solution, then its color change to blue. That indicates the presence of starch. In simple words, you can see that we can test the presence of starch in leaves by iodine. The next question is, give a brief description of the process of synthesis of food in green plants. You know, green plants, they are autotrophs. They make their food by themselves in the presence of sunlight. They take carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight with the help of chlorophyll and form their food and release oxygen. And this process is called photosynthesis. Again I repeat this, the process of synthesis of food in green plants is called photosynthesis because it happens in the presence of sunlight. Plants take carbon dioxide and water. Plants take carbon dioxide from atmosphere with the help of tiny pores present on the lower parts of the leaves. What we call the pores are called stomata, and the water they take from the ground with the help of roots, and then they form their food and they release oxygen. This oxygen is taken by the animals. Now the next question is, so with the help of a sketch that the plants are the ultimate source of food. Okay. Directly or indirectly, we all organism depends on the plants. Now the plants are the ultimate source of food because plants take solar energy and use the solar energy and form their food. Then green plants are eaten by some organism, they are called herbivores. Then herbivores are eaten by some other animals, but we call them carnivores. And these green plants, after decaying herbivores and carnivores, they are decomposed by decomposers. Hence the process is going on. It means that we can say that plants are the ultimate source of food. Now question number 6, fill in the blanks. Green plants are called dash since they synthesize their own food. Green plants are called autotrophs because they synthesize their own food and they are having chlorophyll. The second part B, the food synthesized by the plants is stored as. The food synthesized by the plant is stored as starch. Part C, in photosynthesis, solar energy is captured by the pigment. What we call this pigment? Chlorophyll. Remember, plants having chlorophyll, that's why they can make their own food. But animals and we also, we don't have chlorophyll, hence we cannot prepare our food by, but we need raw materials for preparing our food. The next part is D. During photosynthesis, plants take in dash and release dash. We already discussed this question. During photosynthesis, plants take in carbon dioxide and release oxygen. Carbon dioxide is taken by the tiny pores on the leaves and they release oxygen with the help of these pores. Name the following. Question number 7. A parasitic plant with yellow, slender and tubular stem. You have to name the plant which is yellow, slender and having tubular stem. The parasitic plant is Cuscuta. Cuscuta. Part second, a plant that has both autotrophic and heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Plants which has both autotrophic and heterotrophic mode of nutrition are called insectivorous plants or is called insectivorous plant. The pores through which leaf exchange gases, they are called stomata, and where we find the stomata? On the leaves of the plants. Now the 8th question, take the correct answer. Umber bale is an example of dash, autotroph, parasite, saprotroph and host. The correct answer is parasite. Amar bale is an example of parasite because it lives on the other plants to take their food. Part B. The plant which traps and feed on insect is Cascata, China rose, pitcher plant and rose. The answer is pitcher plant. This is the plant which traps and feed on insect. With the help of these insects, they take their food because pitcher plant has digestive enzymes. It digests the insect. Now, the question number 9th, you have to match the column first with column second. The first part of column first is chlorophyll, and you have to match this with the second column. Now, we know that green leaf has chlorophyll. So, the first part of column first, you just match it with, answer will be the fourth part of column second, leaf. Chlorophyll matched with leaf because leaf has chlorophyll. This is green pigment, and it is because of chlorophyll plants make their food. The second part is nitrogen, and nitrogen, nitrogen fixation. There are some bacteria in the roots of the plants. They fix nitrogen. They convert nitrogen into soluble form because plants do not take nitrogen directly. So first it converts into the soluble form with the help of rhizobium bacteria. So you match with the column first, second part, nitrogen, the answer will be bacteria, the column second, first part. Now the third is amarbale. We have already discussed this. Part third, amarbale of column first, it is matched with part third, column second. Amarbale is parasite. Now the part 4, animals. Animals are heterotrophs because animals depend on the other animals or the plants to take their food. Now insects. The last part is insect. Insect what? Pitcher plant, because pitcher plants is insectivorous plant. It takes insect and having digestive enzymes to digest insects. Now the question number 10, mark true T if the statement is true and F if it is false. First part, carbon dioxide is released during photosynthesis. The answer is what will be the answer? The answer is false, F, because carbon dioxide is taken during photosynthesis, not released. Only oxygen is released during photosynthesis. The answer is false. Part second, plants which synthesize their food themselves are called saprotroph. This is also false statement because plants which synthesize their food themselves are called autotrophs, not the saprotroph. Part third, and what are saprotrophs? Saprotrophs are those animals which take food from dead and decaying plants and animals. The third part is the product of photosynthesis is not a protein. This statement is true. The product of photosynthesis is not a protein, it is starch and oxygen. Starch is used by the plants and they release oxygen. It means the product of photosynthesis is not a protein. This is true. Now the fourth part is solar energy is converted into chemical energy during photosynthesis. This is also the correct statement. You have to write T for this statement because plants take solar energy as the raw material. Plants take solar energy and this energy is converted into chemical energy because plants make their food by the process of photosynthesis. Now we go to the 11th question. Choose the correct option from the following. Which part of the plant takes in carbon dioxide from the air for photosynthesis? The answer is stomata. First part, root hairs, stomata, leaf veins and sepals. You know, sepals are the part of the flower. Okay, the answer is stomata because they are the pores. They help to take in carbon dioxide during the process of photosynthesis. The answer is stomata. Now the last question is 12th. Choose the correct option from the following. Plants take carbon dioxide from the atmosphere mainly through their option A roots, option second stem, option third flowers and option fourth leaves. The answer is leaves. Plants take carbon dioxide from the atmosphere mainly through their leaves. And from which part? Leaves having pores, and the pores are called stomata. Hence the answer is leaves. Okay, now we have completed the questions of chapter first. If you like this video, so please comment in the comment box, and if you want this kind of video, then in the comment section just you write and suggest some ways to make this video. Okay, thanks for watching this video.